Listen and practice. Luna gazed at the bustling coffee shop, a familiar knot tightening in her stomach. The vibrant chatter, mostly in English, felt like an insurmountable wall. She longed to join in, to express her thoughts, but the words seemed to vanish the moment she opened her mouth. This pervasive fear of speaking often paralyzed her before she even attempted a single sound, making true communication seem like an impossible dream to achieve. Her mind raced with countless vocabulary words, diligently studied from textbooks and apps. Yet, when faced with a real person, they scattered like startled birds. How could she bridge this chasm between knowing and doing? Luna knew learning was more than memorizing lists. It needed to become an instinctive part of her daily life, a natural extension of her vibrant personality and insightful ideas. The first revelation arrived subtly. Taking the initial step for talking didn't require flawless grammar or an extensive vocabulary. It simply meant uttering a greeting, however brief. Hello. Excuse me. Thank you. These tiny verbal pebbles, seemingly insignificant, were the foundational stones upon which her future fluency would steadily be built, one confident utterance at a time. She started small, nodding to the barista, offering a simple good morning. These micro-interactions, initially awkward, slowly chipped away at her anxiety. The key was consistency, practicing these brief exchanges every single day, no matter how insignificant they felt. Each small success was a tiny victory, reinforcing her belief in her ability to communicate more freely. To remember words effectively, Luna discovered a powerful trick: context. Instead of rote memorization, she began associating new vocabulary with images, actions, or even short, silly stories. If she learned effervescent, she pictured sparkling soda. This vivid mental link made recalling words much easier and more enjoyable, transforming a chore into a delightful adventure. She also embraced spaced repetition, reviewing words after increasing intervals. A flashcard app became her best friend. But more importantly, she actively sought out new words in authentic materials, not just lists. This helped her understand how words were used naturally, embedding them deeper into her active vocabulary, making them more readily accessible for conversation. Luna adopted a revolutionary habit: talking in English just one page per day. This wasn't about writing a perfect essay. It involved free-writing her thoughts, describing her day, or even drafting a short dialogue. It was a no-pressure zone, a private space where she could experiment with language without fear of judgment from anyone. This one-page habit transformed her confidence. It built muscle memory for sentence structure and vocabulary retrieval. She wasn't performing. She was simply expressing herself on paper. This daily practice significantly improved her ability to formulate coherent thoughts quickly, laying a solid groundwork for spontaneous conversations in the near future. The next hurdle was learning how to talk with anyone. Luna realized that conversations weren't just about her speaking, they were about connection. She practiced active listening, truly hearing what others said, instead of just waiting for her turn to speak. This simple shift made her feel more engaged and less self-conscious, opening up a world of possibilities. She learned to ask open-ended questions, moving beyond yes or no answers. What do you think about? Or tell me more about. Encourage deeper dialogue. People appreciate genuine interest. This technique made conversations flow more naturally, allowing her to practice listening and responding organically, fostering genuine connections with people. Improving her listening skills became a focused endeavor. Luna started watching English language shows and movies without subtitles, then with English subtitles, and eventually without any assistance. She listened to podcasts on topics she genuinely enjoyed, even if she only understood a fraction at first, training her ear to the rhythm of natural speech patterns. She didn't just passively listen. Luna actively tried to identify specific words or phrases, pausing and replaying sections when necessary. She even tried shadowing, mimicking speakers' intonation and rhythm. This immersive approach drastically improved her comprehension, making her feel more confident about understanding native speakers in various settings and situations. Her overall English practice became a holistic routine. Mornings were for listening to a short news clip. Lunch breaks involved writing her one page. Afternoons were for reviewing new vocabulary. Evenings were dedicated to speaking practice, whether through language exchange apps or self-talk in front of a mirror, embracing diverse learning strategies. Luna understood that consistency was the true secret to progress. Even 10 minutes of focused practice was better than nothing. She made English an integral part of her daily life, not just an isolated study session. This constant exposure and engagement solidified her learning, transforming her once daunting challenge into an enjoyable journey. The fear of speaking with people gradually dissipated. Luna started attending local English conversation groups. Her initial nerves were always present, but she reminded herself that everyone there was learning, too. The supportive environment fostered a sense of camaraderie, making it easier to open up and try new phrases without fear of making mistakes. She embraced mistakes as learning opportunities. When she mispronounced a word or used incorrect grammar, she didn't dwell on it. Instead, she noted it mentally and tried to correct it next time. This resilient mindset was crucial, preventing setbacks from discouraging her from continuing her language learning adventure with enthusiasm and perseverance. Learning new words became an exciting treasure hunt. Luna always carried a small notebook to jot down unfamiliar words she encountered during conversations or while reading. Later, she would look them up, add them to her spaced repetition system, and try to incorporate them into her one-page writing or daily self-talk practice. She found that words learned in context, especially through real interactions, stuck much better than those from isolated lists. If someone used a new idiom, she'd ask what it meant, solidifying its meaning in her memory through direct explanation. This active engagement accelerated her vocabulary acquisition significantly, enhancing her overall fluency. Luna discovered the power of visualization for remembering words. When she learned serene, she closed her eyes and pictured a peaceful lake. This multisensory approach helped her brain create stronger connections to the new vocabulary, making retrieval quicker and more intuitive during spontaneous conversations and discussions with new people. She also experimented with mnemonics, creating silly rhymes or acronyms for complex words or phrases. For instance, for ubiquitous, she thought, "You biked to US," imagining bikes everywhere. These playful memory aids made the learning process enjoyable and highly effective, embedding words deeply into her memory for long-term retention. Her one-page-per-day habit evolved. Sometimes it was a journal entry, other times a short story, or even a letter to an imaginary English-speaking friend. The goal was fluent expression, not perfection. This consistent written practice bolstered her confidence in forming complex sentences and articulating abstract ideas clearly, preparing her for real-time interactions. This daily writing ritual also served as a valuable self-assessment tool. She could review her own sentences, identify recurring errors, and then consciously work on correcting them during her next writing session. It was a continuous cycle of improvement, strengthening her grammatical accuracy and overall written communication skills in English. To truly talk with anyone, Luna realized the importance of empathy. Understanding different accents, cultural nuances, and varying communication styles was key. She watched interviews with people from diverse backgrounds, listening to how they expressed themselves, broadening her comprehension and cultural understanding immensely. She actively sought out opportunities for casual conversations, whether at the grocery store or during her commute. A simple "How are you today?" or "Lovely weather, isn't it?" could spark a short exchange. These small interactions built her confidence incrementally, making larger conversations feel less intimidating and more achievable. Her listening skills sharpened remarkably. Luna started listening to English news channels, even though some topics were challenging. The repetition of common phrases and vocabulary used in current events helped her internalize them. She also started noticing intonation and stress patterns, which are vital for understanding nuanced meanings and intentions during conversations. She dedicated specific time to listening for different purposes. One session might be for general comprehension, another for identifying specific vocabulary, and a third for focusing purely on the speaker's accent and rhythm. This targeted approach maximized her listening practice, leading to comprehensive and noticeable improvements in her auditory perception. Luna's English practice became an integrated lifestyle. She changed her phone settings to English, read English articles online, and even thought to herself in English. It was a complete immersion experience, turning every moment into a potential learning opportunity and making the language feel like a natural part of her identity. She understood that consistency trumped intensity. 10 minutes of daily, focused practice was far more effective than an infrequent, intense 2-hour session. This realization removed the pressure to be perfect, allowing her to enjoy the learning journey more fully and sustain her motivation over the long term. When speaking with people, Luna focused on conveying her message, even if it wasn't perfectly grammatically correct. Her priority was communication, not perfection. This mindset shift reduced her speaking anxiety considerably, allowing her to express herself more freely and confidently without constant self-monitoring. She learned to paraphrase or use simpler words when she got stuck. Instead of giving up, she found alternative ways to express her thoughts. This adaptability was a powerful tool, ensuring that conversations didn't grind to a halt due to a single forgotten word, maintaining the flow and encouraging continued dialogue. Learning words was no longer a chore, but an adventure. Luna created personalized vocabulary lists based on topics she cared about, like travel or art. This relevance made the words more memorable and enjoyable to learn, as they directly related to her interests and passions, making the learning process engaging and meaningful. She started using new words immediately after learning them, trying to incorporate them into her next conversation or writing piece. This active recall and application solidified the words in her memory, moving them from passive knowledge to active usage, greatly accelerating her vocabulary acquisition and retention. Luna embraced shadowing her favorite English speakers from podcasts or TV shows. She would repeat their sentences, mimicking their pronunciation and rhythm. This practice refined her accent and intonation, making her sound more natural and fluent when speaking, bridging the gap between passive listening and active speech. She used role-playing to practice specific conversational scenarios, like ordering food or asking for directions. She even practiced imaginary conversations with herself, anticipating potential questions and formulating answers. This proactive approach built her confidence for real-life interactions, ensuring she felt prepared for various situations. Her first step for talking became second nature. Greeting strangers, initiating small talk, and even asking for help no longer felt daunting. The initial awkwardness had transformed into genuine connection. She realized that most people were kind and patient, appreciating her effort to communicate in their language effectively. The fear of making mistakes, once paralyzing, now felt insignificant. Luna understood that everyone makes errors, even native speakers. Her goals shifted from perfection to progress, from avoiding mistakes to learning from them, fostering a growth mindset crucial for long-term language acquisition and confidence. Remembering words became a natural process of constant exposure and active use. She created a word bank of her most frequently used and misused words, revisiting them regularly. This targeted practice reinforced her learning, ensuring that common vocabulary became deeply ingrained in her long-term memory for effortless recall. She also started categorizing words by theme, like travel vocabulary or business idioms. This thematic organization helped her recall words more efficiently during specific conversations, providing a structured approach to her expanding vocabulary and enhancing her ability to communicate precisely in different contexts. Talking in English 1 page per day expanded into a daily English journaling habit. She found solace and fluency in expressing her deepest thoughts and feelings in the language, creating a personal bond with English that transcended mere academic study, making her language journey deeply personal and meaningful. This journaling practice also served as a mirror, reflecting her linguistic growth over time. She could look back at earlier entries and marvel at her improved sentence structure, richer vocabulary, and more nuanced expression, celebrating her progress and reinforcing her motivation to continue learning and growing. Talking with anyone became an exciting opportunity. Luna no longer shied away from social gatherings or networking events. She viewed every conversation as a chance to learn, to connect, and to practice her skills in a real-world environment, transforming her social interactions into valuable learning experiences. She prepared conversation starters beforehand, not to rigidly follow them, but to have a mental safety net. Topics like hobbies, travel, or current events were always useful. This preparedness reduced her anxiety, allowing her to focus on the flow of the conversation rather than scrambling for words. Improving her listening skills meant tuning into different accents and dialects. She listened to podcasts from various English-speaking countries, exposing herself to the rich diversity of spoken English. This broadened her comprehension beyond a single accent, making her a more versatile and effective listener in diverse settings. She also practiced active listening, not just hearing the words, but trying to understand the speaker's emotions, intentions, and underlying messages. This deeper level of listening transformed her conversations, making them more meaningful and allowing her to respond with greater empathy and understanding. Luna's English practice wasn't confined to formal lessons. She incorporated English into her hobbies. She read English novels, followed English-speaking artists online, and even learned to cook from English recipes. This immersive approach made learning feel effortless and fun, integrating it seamlessly into her daily life. She sought out native English speakers for informal conversations, offering to help them with her native language in exchange. These language exchange partnerships provided authentic, pressure-free practice environments, allowing her to gain real-world experience and build confidence in her conversational abilities naturally. Speaking with people became a source of joy, not fear. Luna discovered the profound satisfaction of connecting with others through language, sharing ideas, and understanding different perspectives. The initial struggle had blossomed into a rewarding journey of personal growth and meaningful interaction with people. She learned to ask for clarification when she didn't understand something. "Could you please repeat that?" Or "What do you mean by?" became standard phrases. This proactive approach ensured she grasped the full meaning of conversations, preventing misunderstandings and fostering clearer communication. To learn words more deeply, Luna created personalized visual dictionaries or mind maps for complex topics. Connecting words visually and semantically helped her remember not just individual words, but entire conceptual networks, making her vocabulary more organized and readily accessible for specific discussions. She also used new words in various sentence structures to understand their grammatical flexibility. This ensured she knew not just the meaning, but also how to properly integrate them into different contexts, transforming passive knowledge into active, fluent usage during spontaneous conversations. Luna's journey from hesitant silence to confident English speaker was a testament to consistent effort. Each small step, from a simple greeting to a daily page of writing, built upon the last, creating an unstoppable momentum towards fluency, proving that anyone can master a new language with dedication. She learned that true fluency wasn't about eradicating mistakes, but about embracing communication. It was about finding her unique voice in a new language and sharing it with the world. Her transformation inspired others to embark on their own language learning adventures with renewed vigor and optimism. Her listening skills, once a weakness, now allowed her to follow complex discussions and appreciate the subtleties of spoken English. She could discern different accents and understand nuanced humor, opening up a deeper connection to English-speaking cultures and communities around the world. The practice she meticulously cultivated bore fruit. Luna now navigated English conversations with ease, confidently articulating her thoughts, engaging in debates, and forming genuine friendships. Her once impossible dream had become her vibrant reality, a testament to her unwavering commitment to continuous growth and learning. She started teaching others her methods, sharing her journey with newfound passion. Luna emphasized the importance of starting small, being kind to oneself, and celebrating every tiny victory along the way. Her story became a beacon of hope for aspiring English learners worldwide, inspiring countless individuals to embark on their own unique language journey. Her final advice was simple yet profound. Don't wait for perfection. Take the first step, embrace the messiness of learning, and just keep going. Every word remembered, every sentence uttered, every conversation had brings you closer to unlocking your full potential in English, one confident step at a time.